Happy Home Brew Wednesday.
Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Jake here with Great Snow Brewing. Video number 2. So this is our second Homebrew Wednesday video. And so really all I'm going to do is kind of go over kind of what we've been doing in the past week. We actually did a couple of different things, worked with a couple of different beers. One of them was actually, you saw the last video of the IPA that we made. The previous brew before that you didn't see is we did an oatmeal stout. We did that, it's been so about 4 weeks ago. Oh, by the way, I brought my partner again, Maddox. What do you want to say, Maddox?
Hi.
So of course he helped me with all of our brewing stuff over the week. So yeah, we did about a month ago, almost a month ago, we did the oatmeal stout. Second time for me to do that particular recipe, and the first time turned out great. What I do know though was that on this recipe it really takes several weeks before it really gets good. I'll probably still do a video next week of just tasting what we put in the keg. You know, it'll be well carbonated, really probably already is now, but so we'll taste it. But you know, usually that beer is a lot better a couple months down the road, and we'll revisit that later too. So, as far as the IPA goes, you saw in that last video that we put the orange zest in, and so we did a 10-gallon batch, and we actually put zest from an entire orange in there, and I definitely learned that that's probably a little bit too much. Next time I may go with half of an orange or maybe a little less. And I've never really tried that before, so it's just kind of experiment. And the other thing too was that I've never actually even had an IPA that was supposedly orange flavored or anything, but I tasted it as we put it into the secondary, and the orange aroma and the orange flavor is pretty strong. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's definitely an interesting beer. I don't know if it's going to fall into the category of a fruit beer, but you know, maybe with the dry hopping that's going on right now, that's going to alleviate some of the aroma for sure, and then probably a little bit of the flavor. So who knows? It might balance out to be real good. We've got Amarillo hops in there right now, and it's going to dry hop. Actually, because of that orange flavor, I'm going to let it dry hop for probably 6 days, 5 or 6 days, maybe even a week. And I kind of upped the hops on that. I normally would do, for 10 gallons, I would normally do 2 ounces of hops, which is an ounce in each carboy. This time I doubled that, so there's 2 ounces of hops in each carboy. And we only put 2 ounces of bittering, the Simcoe hops, in at the beginning of the boil. So when I tasted it, I didn't really get a lot of bitter flavor like you get from the IPAs. So we did a lot of late hop addition. So I'm hoping maybe a little more on the dry hop. I know that's normally not going to give you a lot of bittering, but maybe the aroma and flavor will kind of make up for that. But we'll see. So yeah, that's in there. That's in there right now in the secondary. Beginning of next week, we will bottle and keg that, and then hopefully it tastes all right. We'll see. So now I'm actually not real sure what we want to do on the next brew, and I was hoping to brew this weekend. But I hadn't decided what to make yet, and I really haven't thrown a recipe together. I may just grab one of my old recipes. As you're fixing to see here in just a second, we actually have a little problem, and brewing this weekend might fix that problem. And so anyway, I better get something figured out, you know, because we need to get a yeast starter going tomorrow, no later than tomorrow night, and then I've got to head to the brew shop and get some supplies. So I don't know. If anybody has any suggestions, maybe tonight, over the next 24 hours, leave a comment. You know, I'm really not set up right now to do any lagering. The refrigerator that I would lager in is actually broke, and I'm in the market for a chest freezer. But Christmas is here, so I'm in the market for a lot of other things. What we will do also is, you know, I'm going to put more videos on the channel of the actual brewing videos, not just the Homebrew Wednesdays. And the reason for that is, you know, when I first started brewing the all grain, which, you know, by the way, I mean, I've been brewing since I was a little kid. As far as when I was little, I helped my dad brew. He did a lot of extract batches and stuff. And then off and on through my 20s, you know, I would brew. But all grain, I've only been really brewing all grain on a regular basis for the past year. I've done a lot of all grain batches before, and I worked in a brewery, and you know, just kind of helped out. I actually kind of managed the bar side, and we got the brew. But as far as all grain on a regular basis, I've only been doing that in the past year. And you guys on YouTube, Craig Tube, some of you guys, you know, I've mentioned before, have been a huge help. So what I really want to do is do some videos, brewing videos, more of the step-by-step processes, just because when I first started doing the all grain, I watched those guys and I really learned from that. You know, I didn't have anybody else to come really show me. My buddy Ben has been a pretty good help. You know, he kind of got me started, showing me a few different things, but for the most part, I mean, I've spent hours upon hours on YouTube watching you guys. So I want to kind of do that because I know there's some people out there. The craft beer scene and the whole home brewing scene is pretty much exploding right now. So I know there's a lot of people out there that were in the same boat I was in, and they would love to see videos of just step-by-step brewing. And I know how much that helps, so I'd like to add to that, put some more of that out there. So we'll be doing that, especially with this next brew, and do a little more than just the Homebrew Wednesday stuff. So look for that. I'm going to do a Boston Lager clone here pretty quick. I definitely want to do possibly a barley wine. I'd like to be, this time next year, drinking some barley wine. And there's a few other things. I made a Scotch ale that was pretty good, and and like I said, you know, we got a little bit of a problem that brewing this weekend will fix. So I'm gonna show you that here in just a second. So, anyways, you know, here's a couple little pictures, a few clips from some of the stuff we did this past week with the IPA and the oatmeal stout. The oatmeal stout, again, is my recipe. It's the second time to do it. It was actually the first recipe we did on the Blickman top tier, which really it's the first all grain that we've done since we really got going on all grain. So we called it Genesis Oatmeal Stout because, you know, it's the beginning of something great. So check this out. Some pictures, videos from the past week of what's been going on at Greystone Brewing. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're actually just going to clean out the beer line that the oatmeal stout's going to be running through, which is this one here, had IPA in it. I'm out of the solvent that I usually use to clean the beer lines, so I'm actually improvising. I'm just going to use a little PBW. So this keg is about 3/4 of the way full of the PBW solvent, and just put enough CO2 on it to basically give it enough pressure to run through. So we're gonna just run it through and clean the line out. Go ahead, buddy. You can let go. So what we'll do is just let it run. Go ahead and let it run, buddy. Let it run and clean it out. Then what we'll do is follow it up with a little bit of Star San, some sanitizer, and make sure that line is nice and sanitized before we put the beer on. What What are we doing, buddy?
Mix the beer.
Where are we putting the beer?
Here.
Yeah. So we're racking the beer. We're racking the oatmeal stout. And actually what we're doing is kegging it.
No.
Putting it into this 5-gallon keg, and then it'll sit on CO2 for a while and be good to go. Hey guys, so here's the problem I was referring to that hopefully we can alleviate this weekend. See right here, I'm actually out of probably my favorite brew that we've done so far, the bourbon oak aged porter. So I just came out last night actually to get a glass, and I just hadn't really paid attention. I knew it was getting kind of low, but it's actually out. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to have a little bit of the milk stout over here on the nitro. So let's take a look at that and see how that looks. Looks pretty good. Milk stout's always good. So, yeah, I never really knew exactly what the proper pour was on a milk stout or a nitrogen beer, but I don't know, it looks pretty damn good to me. I think what we'll do is just top her off a little bit. So, pretty good looking beer. Even though we're out of my favorite beer, this will definitely do. So, anyways, I think maybe we'll have to get back to brewing that bourbon oak aged porter, and we'll do a video on that as well. So, cheers.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so that's a wrap for this second week of Homebrew Wednesday for me. Hey, I'll tell you, I don't know how some of you guys you do it every single week, especially if things go on. Been a pretty rough week here. My dad's not doing so good. He's got MS, and he's actually been in a nursing home for 4 years, so now he's really starting to decline. But been a rough week. I mean, that's the guy that first ever showed me how to brew beer. He's probably the reason that I drink craft beer instead of that yellow fizzly crap. And taught me how to fly fish. Taught me, raised me by himself. Since I was 3. My brother was only a year old. So, but anyways, he's kind of down to his last few days, and so might have a few beers for him, I guess. But anyways, hopefully, like I said, we get to brew this weekend, and we'll put some videos on the channel for that. And also, if hopefully somebody's got an idea other than the porter that I need to make. Hopefully somebody's got some ideas, and leave some comments tonight or tomorrow on the channel there or under the video. So. Anyways, happy Homebrew Wednesday, and cheers.